So please bear with me for a moment. Unfortunately, this is something I clearly need to do after yesterday, but we'll get right into that. Okay, cool. Alright, excellent. Okay, we have sound and we are live! Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another stream of Asagao Academy! My name is Gina, aka the Gina Chew. If you look in the chat, my handy dandy bot will jump on in and tell you how you can follow me on social media. Spike plays games! Spike, my boy! Thank you for the host, as always, my friend. Okay, so let me explain what happened before we go here. So, yesterday, I finished up PBG's Root. I streamed it on Twitch, uploaded it to YouTube, and one of my darling lovelies told me that there was no sound. Apparently, the sound cut out after I took a break yesterday in the middle of the stream, and so the ending of PBG's Root is no longer quote-unquote blind because I played through it yesterday, but I have nothing to show you guys either on Twitch or on YouTube because there was no sound. But now I have sound, so we're going to go through it again. It shouldn't hopefully take too long. It took me about a half an hour yesterday, so I should be able to go through it a little quicker. And then after that, there's some more stuff with the game that I want to do. So this stream might be a little bit of a treat, might be a little bit longer than usual. I want to do it to make up for this fiasco. I'm very sorry. It wasn't my fault. This game is very hard to get streaming. I couldn't get it streaming at all with XSplit Broadcaster, and Gamecaster works maybe half the time. So, unfortunately, these things happen, but hopefully we should be able to get through this final part of PBG's story, and then I'll talk about what we're going to do next in the game. As soon as we're done with PBG's story, I'm going to jump into something else here in the game. Okay, I'm going to read this because I'm not sure if this wound up in the last video or not. This is exactly where the video that has no sound left off, so that's where we're going to pick up. So let's read our diary. It is the day of the tournament. We're in the final stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Dear diary, but Luke? And he likes me of all people? I'm really confused, and I don't get it at all. There must be something I'm missing. It can't be that he truly likes me, can it? Well, we will find out. I woke up the next day, butterflies flying through my stomach. The tournament. How would things go? I had months of time to prepare, but in the end I didn't spend much time practicing, especially not compared to Ian. Would I really be able to beat him? I had to if I wanted to join the normal Boots Club. Well, we have 30 tournament points, so I think we might be in good shape. Dear diary, mood apathetic. That's exactly what's going on. Mike, thank you. With these thoughts in my mind, I changed into my Asagao uniform and crept out of the room. It was early on a Saturday morning, and after our late night, I wanted to let my sleep. I stepped out into the fresh spring air, taking a deep breath. My event was one of the first to go, so I had to be there earlier than most. Plus, it took a little time to get to Higanbana. I set my shoulders and started across the campus. The arcade at which the tournament was being held was much smaller than I expected. I felt like I'd find some kind of convention, but instead it was a small local arcade filled with arcade machines. Smaller rooms split off, which were probably where the individual competitions would take place throughout the day. I love this scene, by the way. I like the music, and I think that this, like, if this was a place you could actually go, I would be so down to going and playing some arcade games. A few people milled about the space, generally older folk in their 20s and 30s. I glanced at the agenda in my hand and made my way to one of the back rooms. 20s and 30s, not older. Okay, well, I mean, they're older than Hana, but they're not old, alright? I might fall into that age category, just saying. When I entered the competition room, I found 2 chairs on an elevated platform, a computer and a projector sitting between them and hooked up to separate controllers. Ian sat in one of the chairs looking bored out of his mind, as is per usual for Ian. Ian!
Hey.
It's about time you showed up. I was starting to get worried that you died. Aw, it's sweet of you to be concerned. Is it? Ian gives, like, precisely 0 fucks. Yeah. Ellipses. I got into the chair next to him. A man came over to me to check my name and club affiliation. I said I was a member of the Normal Boots Club, a small surge of pride making me sit up as I said it. Please, we know from missing them that they are like partially kind of a hot mess. But that's okay. We can still be proud to be a part of them. It's all good. There were chairs lined up for people to watch us compete, and to my surprise, the entire room soon filled. I searched the crowd to find the Normal Boots Club. There they were! We got John, we got Shane, we got Paul. Everyone but PBG! Well, that's just fantastic. Our boy's not here! Where was he? Good question. As I stared worryingly into the crowd, a blur of movement caught my eye. Creeper Luke was sitting in a chair on the edge with the rest of the Hidden Block Club waving frantically at me. Hi, I'm the creepy stalker that's been leaving you shit that's been giving you nightmares. Jesus Christ, this guy. Luke, if you're watching this, I don't mean it. I'm just talking about your Asagao person, the avatar. I don't really mean it about you. I don't even know you in real life. I'm sorry. Mike says there's not enough Bimani in this arcade. Funnily enough, Pro Jared in this game, Jared actually said that his job in the group is to quote-unquote dance. So I'm wondering if we romance Jared, if we'll actually get to see him play like some version of DDR or something. You know, who knows? Maybe we'll get some Bimani stuff in here, Mike. Who knows? Maybe you should stick around till I romance Jared and you can see. When he saw me looking, he gave me a big thumbs up. Ian rolled his eyes.
Really?
Would it kill you to root for your own teammate? I love that soundbite, by the way. I can literally just see Ian reading the script and being like, really, Luke? Really? I giggled. Finally, the lights around us dimmed and the projector started up, showing the main menu of Dumbadoom's Revenge on the screen. It was time to start. As the MC began his introduction and explained the rules of the game, Ian turned to me, a smirk on his face. Sure you're ready for this?
Yeah.
You bet I am. Ready to go? Let's do it! Come on! The man turned to us. Ian and I nodded. Then, 3, 2, 1, start! The game began. I immediately clicked to fill my screen with 2 more lines of blocks. Ian began working with what he had. I scanned the blocks for the pink hearts, eliminating them one by one, making combos where I could. I still wasn't advanced enough to plan tons of combos ahead of time, but I could make it much more likely for combos to happen through probability. Dat math though. The pinks were all but gone. Green leaves were next. Oop. Dumbadoom flipped at the top of the screen. Ian must be comboing, which meant I had a few seconds before those blocks would fall. I set up a combo on top of the screen and started eliminating the orange blocks below it. Then it happened. A 6th combo jumped out at me from the screen. My eyes crossed as I stared at it in shock. I just had to move the top block over 1 space. Then, as quickly as I saw it, it vanished. The blocks looked normal again. It's not Candy Crush Arcade, Mike, okay? It's some weird mixture of it sounds like Puzzle Fighter and it's a mixture of like a couple of different puzzle games, it sounds like. You're dead! As Ian's blocks fell upon my humble kingdom, I slid the combo into place. 2, 3, 4 combo, 5 combo, 6 combo, 7 combo, 8 combo! Multi-kill! Ian's attack converted into blocks and hovered above mine. I set up several more combos and waited for them to fall. 10 combo! Legendary! Dumbadoom started farting out rainbows over Ian's zone, and then blocks. So many blocks. They didn't come in a chunk, they came in a torrential downpour all over Ian's side, sliding from left to right and back again. Ian blinked, his hands and eyes moving frantically over the screen. I wasn't sure he had ever seen something like that before. I sure hadn't. Yes, combo breaker! I continued to combo while this was happening, but at this point there was no need. Ian's screen filled up. He kept trying to make combos until the very end, but game over! We won, you guys! We beat Ian! That was it! I won! I stared dumbfounded at the screen in front of me. Ian's mouth hung open. The room was silent. Then...
Whoa!
Yeah, Hana!
Yeah.
I knew you could do it! I glanced up to see the room applauding, all of it, even the Hidden Block Club. The announcer was gaping at the screen. I've never seen a score that high! Thank you, Mike. Certain I was red as a tomato, I stood to climb off the platform. Not so fast. Ian stepped in front of me, grim as always. I braced myself for his infamous sarcasm. But to my surprise, he laughed.
Hana.
That was a hell of a game, Hana. That's exactly what I wanted from you. See, all he wanted was somebody to give him a bit of a challenge, you know? That's all he wanted. He held a hand in the air and I looked at it in confusion. Don't leave me hanging. Oh! I high-fived him and he clasped my hand in his. Thanks, Hana. That was fun. See, Ian's a pretty cool guy, and now we can be puzzle game buddies. Like, Hana and Ian can be puzzle game buddies, and they can become good friends. It can be all good. Then he disappeared into the pressing crowd. I wiggled my way through all of the people, eager to find PBG. I looked for his head above the rest of the crowd, but I couldn't see him anywhere. Hana, there you are! Oh, hi, creeper stalker Luke. Creepy guy of my nightmares. Luke grabbed my shoulder and turned me around to face him. I jumped about a foot back, arms held up defensively. What are you doing, weirdo? Yes, that's right. You're the one that's been leaving love poems and telling us to stay away from the hidden block guys. I'm sorry, from the normal boots guys. You're going to harm us, and we're the weirdos. Have you seen PBG? Our match is in an hour, and he still hasn't shown up.
What?
Uh-oh. I glanced at my phone, dread sinking in my stomach. No way. He still couldn't be asleep because of last night, could he? Thanks, Luke. I've got it covered. Go get your man, Hana. I dashed away from the arcade and raced across campus. No matter what. No matter what. PBG had to win his round. Thankfully, John left his door unlocked, probably assuming PBG would be leaving soon after him. I burst through the door and found PBG right where I expected him. PBG, wake up! I ran to the side of his bed and grabbed him, shaking him frantically. Huh? What? What is it? You idiot! Your event is in 45 minutes! Get up!
What?
What? You can't lose to Luke! You hear me? You can't! Oh no! PBG sprang out of his bed, already fully dressed. My jaw dropped. I was prepared in case this happened. Come on, let's go. I do that too. I know when I get stupid or lazy, and I will do things to circumvent my own stupidity and laziness. And then when something happens and I go, oh no, this is gonna get messed up, I'll go, oh no, I already took care of that because I knew that I was gonna be too stupid and I caught myself before that. So thank you, past Gina, for not making me that much of a fuck up in the future. I do that all the time. He grabbed my hand and pulled me from the room. Together we ran across the campus. His legs were almost twice the size of mine, so I could barely keep up. He was practically dragging me there. He also shouldn't be running because he's still injured. Did I already miss your event? Yeah, you did. I'm sorry. How did it go? I won! Somehow I managed to win! Really? Hana, that's amazing! I know! I'm really proud of myself. You should be. We flew across the campus, out through the streets, and into the mall. Actually, I was thinking, I really like playing games, like a lot. A whole lot. I didn't ever have any plans for my future or passions, really. But I think I want to work with games. I think that's what I want to do. Hey, life goals, Hana. PBG stopped. We both panted, me doubled over. When I looked up, I realized we were at the arcade. Hana, that's great. I smiled at him. It's thanks to you, isn't it? No, it's thanks to you. Uh-huh. Whatever you say. PBG smiled at me, and for a brief second I felt like I was floating on air. He looked at me with steel in his eyes. Hana, I'm not going to lose.
What?
What? He clenched his fist. No matter what, I'm not going to lose to Luke. Not in this match and not in anything else. Do you hear me? Yes, I hear you. There are things at stake that are important to me, so no matter what, I'm going to give it my best. Will you be there?
Yeah.
Of course I will. That's all I need. Come on, you need to go get signed up. PBG filled out his registration at the front desk and we sprinted to the pinball area. We found Luke already playing at the machine. A woman nearby told us he was on his last leg. No! The ball fell out of... I love it. Thank you, Luke. The ball fell out of his grasp and Luke groaned. A score flashed across the screen. 1,375,200. That's the number to beat, ladies and gentlemen. You have to beat that? Isn't that a lot for pinball? It won't be easy, but I'll try. PBG approached the machine, stretching out his neck like a professional athlete. The machine had an alien theme to it, and it was pretty cool. Tiny little gray creatures stood in groups on its base, and a UFO the ball could enter, a NASA spaceship, and several other space-themed features. PBG pulled back on the crank and started up the game. I didn't have any sense of how pinball worked as a game. I guess it had something to do with reflexes and angles, something that a person with a knack for math would find fascinating, combined with a good deal of luck. I have a friend of mine who is a math tutor, and he loves pinball, so I guess it is kind of a math thing, huh? That being said, PBG was good. Really good. I watched and cheered with the crowd as he knocked the ball through various obstacles, his score slowly rising. It was odd, though. There was no place for an alien abduction. You would think with an alien theme there'd be an abduction. PBG blew through 1 ball, 2 balls, 3 balls. Finally, he reached his last round, but it was still 300,000 points short. Uh-oh. He swallowed, hand hovering over the trigger. Angry ellipses! I watched it roll over and into the machine, my hands over my mouth. But as I watched, he ignored the UFO that he previously targeted for all his points. Instead, he was shooting at the ball at the very top corner of the machine in a blank space. What was he doing? There wasn't any way to get points there. He waited, concentrating hard as the ball came down, hand poised at the ready. It rolled over onto the flipper, and just before it fell into the pit below, PBG pressed the button and missed. The ball rolled into the pit below, and his game ended. 250,000 points short. He lost. Yep. He approached me after, pale and sweaty. PBG. No, it's fine. It's fine. He looked anything but fine. I glanced at Luke, who was watching PBG from a distance. Even he didn't seem very happy. Hana, do you mind? I'd like to catch my breath. We'll catch up with the other guys, okay?
Well...
Okay. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry, Hana. You didn't do anything. He walked away, shoulders slumped. I left to find and watch the rest of the NB events. There was nothing else I could do. We found Normal Boots Club in the arcade watching Paul and Josh go head-to-head in Canal Fighter. Not Street Fighter, you guys! Canal Fighter! They saw us coming.
All right.
Hana, you did it! Jared raced towards me and pulled me into a hug. Everyone else crowded around trying to pat me on the head or give me a high five. I knew you had it in you.
Copacetic.
You set a new high score for this division. Did you realize that?
Really?
Really?
All right.
That combo rating is pretty difficult to do, so it's rare to even see it happen. The MC was stunned. Did you see his face? He mimicked the guy's face, looking like a portrait of the Scream.
You're the best.
We're really happy for you. It was a few seconds before the others realized PBG was there too. Oh yeah, how'd it go, Peebs? PBG turned away and John's face fell. Really? You? What happened? I guess the better man won. That's not true. But he shook his head. He didn't want to talk about it. Well, nothing we can do about it now. Let's play some games, huh? For fun this time, not work. The tournament continued as the rest of us hung around in the main arcade area, playing games and cheering each other on. Members peeled off one at a time for their events. Satch, then John, then Shane. The last people to leave were continue in their 3-man tag team. We watched them go, hearts in our throats. Finally, they came back and it was time to announce who had won the tournament. The Hidden Block Club and Normal Boots Club stood around the MC, who tallied the scores in front of us. Finally, he cleared his throat. The winner of the 2015 South-Southwest Tournament, thank you for that name, is... Drum roll! The Normal Boots Club! We won, you guys! Woohoo! We did it! We descended onto the stage in a swarm of happiness. The poor MC didn't know what hit him. He was surrounded by a group of cheering, mosh-pitting teenagers. He held up the trophy with one hand. PBG grabbed it and the MC crawled out from underneath us. We would like to thank all of our friends, family, and fans for their support. We literally could not have done this without you. And we have an announcement to make. we've got a new member. Introducing Hana Mizuno. That's right, we won. That means we are now part of the Normal Boots Club. The crowd clapped politely as I walked to the front of the stage, bowing compulsively. Hello. I'm Hana Mizuno, and I'm glad to be here. As they cheered, I felt something heavy and soft fall over my shoulders. Is it what I think it is, you guys? I grabbed it, then gasped. PBG stood over me, beaming. Welcome to the Normal Boots Club, Hana. We got a jacket! Oh yeah! And we look really good in it, too. Hi, King 43. Welcome to the party, my friend. My very own Normal Boots Club jacket. Thank you all. PBG and I stepped into a small recess by ourselves, and I could finally breathe. The two clubs were now celebrating together as if there was never a division between them. To be honest, I felt there hardly was one. The tournament was more for show than anything. It was a whirlwind of stress, and now that it was over, I was exhausted. I was prepared to look at this tournament like a distant memory, a happy, beautiful memory. I have to say, that was unexpectedly fun. Did you think it wouldn't be? It's not that. I was so nervous, I thought there was no way I would make it through without throwing up. Well, you did, and you did us proud. I blushed. I think it's about time we get out of here, though. I don't like the look on that guy's face. He gestured to one of the people who staffed the tournament, who was waiting with a broom and trash bag looking ready to slaughter us one by one. Whoa, okay, right. I'll just,
Hey.
Hana, I was looking for you. I should have known I'd find you with this guy. Yeah, this is because you're a freaking creeper! Luke! Luke patted PBG on the shoulder, who frowned at him. What's up, man? We were just about to head out. That's perfect timing, then. I needed to give you something, Hana. Luke dug around in his pocket and pulled out a small book, which he opened to reveal a crisp and clean envelope. Really, Luke? Another letter? If you don't mind, I think this will be the last. Thank God! Not really knowing what to do, I took it. Thank you, I guess. He looked at me with something of a pained expression, then suddenly... Luke? He pulled me into a hug, his long arms completely engulfing me. I hugged him back on impulse, feeling his lean muscles through his shirt. Don't open it right away, okay? Wait until you're alone. He released me, a slight tint to his face.
Okay.
Anyways, thank you for everything, Hana. Without waiting for my reply, he disappeared into the arcade where the others were starting to clean up. Leave me alone, you creeper! Okay, hi King 43. I'm sure that Luke is a pretty cool guy in real life, and I'm sure his character's pretty cool. But I don't know if you saw what has been going on previously in this thing. He was leaving like love poems outside our room, and then he was leaving letters like, stop hanging out with the Normal Boots Club, you're making me really angry, and he was getting like completely creepy stalker. I can't even express to you. And so in this particular route in this game, Luke is a creeper. PBG came to stand by my side, practically on top of me, looking disgruntled. All of the ellipses! Are you sure those letters were fake? Well, no one could sincerely be that corny in their love letters, right? Oh, you did play PBG's route first. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Luke is a pretty cool guy. Hi, King, but he's really creepy in this route. But even as I said it, doubts formed in my mind. I glanced at the pristine envelope in my hands, the last of the letters Luke would ever write me. He didn't send them well at all, and he even tried to scare me. But if that was the case, why was he giving me this last letter? He said he liked me in the other letters. Of course, it was all a charade, but still, he did say it. Maybe... PBG screwed up his face, then took a deep breath. Hana, Then he stopped, his eyes wide. Ellipses. More ellipses. He shoved his hands in his pockets, eyes trained on a point far behind me. Never mind.
What?
Huh? Were you going to say something? No. No, I was not. Uh-oh. He sighed, then reached a hand out and pet the top of my head. Hey!
Hana.
I hope it goes well for you. What are you talking about? I'll support you. Even if he makes you sad, let me know. I'll beat him up real good. Anyway, get your hands off my head. It's not fair that you can use your height against me like that. He chuckled and led the way to the door. I didn't know why, but I felt like something ended right there. Oh no, guys! Something big, something more than just the tournament. Oh no! Could we have screwed up, ladies and gentlemen? Sunlight was fading by the time I got back to my dorm room. I said goodbye to PBG in front of Primrose, and for some reason he stood and watched me walk into the building. It wasn't late enough to be dangerous. Jeez, he was too protective. Something about the look on his face bothered me. It really felt like he was saying goodbye, but it was probably better to let him be. Besides, I had a letter to read. With trembling hands, I ripped open Luke's last letter. Yes, a lot of people can use their height against me, Mike, because I am only 4'11". I am extremely tiny. So let's dive into this letter. This is the very, very last part of this route, and prepare to have your heart completely broken, ladies and gentlemen. Hana, I know I have a lot to explain, and I hope this does everything justice. See, I knew as soon as PBG saw you walk up to the front of the class that the poor boy was hopelessly in love with you. I watched you interact at lunch and it slowly started to drive me crazy. He loved you, but he wasn't doing anything about it. After nothing happened at the festival, I decided to take matters into my own hands. Initially, I just wanted to be another suitor, hoping that it would spark a fire and make him hurry up. I was trying to be super generic and cliche, comparing you to the sea and such. I know, kinda lame. Yeah, they were kinda lame. But then PBG let slip that he still hadn't made a move, so I took matters into my own hands. I wanted to do something big and theatrical, something truly romantic. I'm a hopeless romantic myself after all, and in the movies there's always that obstacle to overcome that gets the couple together. So you decided to write me creepy stalker letters. Why? Why, Luke, why? Truthfully, I didn't write those last notes. I got them from Thylight, the most romantic movie in the past 10 years. Thank you, Elucide. Thank you. Thank you. Because that's pretty much the most horrific book ever written. Possibly next to 50 Shades of Grey. With those, I knew PBG would really come and fend for you. It was like a big, huge opera. PBG saves you from the Masked Keeper. An amazing movie-like moment. At least I hope it was. But since that still didn't work, I had to act like I was in love with you. It should be obvious by now, but I'm not. Not that you're not great or anything, but PBG's the one for you. Hopefully this finally got Homeboy in gear. Because, honestly, nothing is more than our friendship. I think it's supposed to say nothing is more important than our friendship. I think there was a word missing in there. Please don't hate me for doing all that, but I know PBG. He was too afraid to show you his heart until he had to fight to protect you. And if I'm not mistaken, he fought pretty hard, didn't he? Yeah, he did, except Hana was too dumb to see it! I'm still very upset. It does need more Chuck Tingle, actually. Luke is pretty much the Chuck Tingle of this game, in fact. Yeah, I know. I'm awesome. I got your back, girl. Anyways, wishing you the best, Luke. I set the letter to the side and laid down on my bed. Luke. And ladies and gentlemen, we got the bad end. Yeah, I completely fucked this up. Well, I don't know about completely. I took a quick look at a walkthrough that I'm going to be using for the other, I should actually probably take this moment to explain what's going to happen now. So we got the bed end with PBG. So what I'm going to do for the rest of this particular stream is we're going to go through the game again and we're going to get PBG's best route. So if you go here into the preferences, you'll see that there's these choices here, scene messages and stop after skipping. So basically what this is going to allow us to do is it's going to quickly skip through all the dialogue we've seen, and when we get to a choice in the game, it's going to stop. And then after we make the choice, we're going to, it's going to stop and it's going to run as normal. So anytime we run into some dialogue or a scene that we haven't seen yet, the game is going to stop for us and we'll go through it. So unless you've been watching all of my previous streams or unless you've played through PBG's route yourself, seeing everything from this point on is not going to make sense because we're going to be skipping over everything we've already seen. I could play through the game over and over again, but I think it would get really tiring by that point. But I'm pretty sure that like 3/4 of this game are all like different depending on which route you're on. So I think really only the first chunk of the game is really going to be stuff we're skipping over. We're going to be skipping over pretty much everything with PBG because we've already done all of PBG's, but once we move on to other romance routes, it's going to we're going to have a lot more new content. But for now we're going to be skipping through all of this stuff. So I have this little walkthrough here. So there's a couple of things that I want to mention before we start. For those of you who are interested in this, it looks like there's really not much in the beginning that you can do to really steer things in one direction or another. When I chose PBG, there was only 3 other people. I think there was JonTron was available, Satch was available, and I think either Jared or Shane, one of the two. So obviously we didn't have the option to go after all 6 guys. I'm not sure what barred us from whatever 2 were missing, but something did. So apparently one of the things that I did that kind of messed up a little bit was it seems to be suggested that unless you're going for Satch's romance, you do not take the book that he gives you with you at any point. I took it with me because I love books, and why would I ever leave a book behind? Oh, Valkyrie has cried out. Jerry K2134, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Welcome to the party, my dear. Thank you so much for the follow. I totally appreciate it. You came in at an interesting time, too, because we're going to go through the best end for PBG. The choices you make determine who you can ask for the Flower Festival. I'm not sure if the Flower Festival is a prerequisite to romancing somebody. Maybe not. I don't know. But, we are going to try. Yeah, so I'm looking over PBG stuff. You have to know when to push and not push, and know that he's a dependable guy if Hana needs his help. So the big mistake that I made, and I knew it was going to bite me in the ass, was going to make sure that he was okay when he wanted to be alone. That is pretty much what looks like barred me from getting any kind of a good ending. So that's kind of probably where I messed up. It looks like, yeah, it looks like pretty much everything involving letting PBG be mopey on his own was where I kind of messed up. But that's okay. Wait. Okay. So let's start off at the beginning, and we'll see if we can get his best end. This walkthrough is a little tough to read through, but every website I went to referred back to this one, so we're just gonna go for it. We're just gonna do it. I have to see if I can skip through this. I'm pretty sure we should be able to. Actually, I don't know if how would we go back. Oh, we got all these kinds of stuff, scene picker and stuff. That makes me very happy. We can load from another save. Well, we could do that, you guys. I'm not sure where we are here. Okay, yeah, we need to go from, let's see. I don't want to quit the game because then I'm going to have problems getting it back. Hold on one second. Okay. Mike, you're a moderator. Thank you for that, by the way. Let's see. What I'm trying to do is I don't know why there's not a way to just get back to the main screen. See, this is why these games are such a pain in the butt. I'm gonna quit the game and reload it.